The sadhana chapter, which is the practical chapter of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, start with one sentence. The first sentence of the first sutra is Tapas, Svadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani, Kriya Yoga. This is how it starts. So now, therefore, we are going into kriya. Tapas, I won't go into detail because practice will start. So, tapas here. The word tapasya or tapas in Sanskrit is derived from tapa, which means heat. Heat. Now here it means two things. One is, when you oppose anything, you see, most people are moving in one direction, swimming with the stream. One person among many wants to swim against the stream. Like us, we want to swim against the stream. We are not happy with swimming along with the stream. We want to turn around and say, let me try swimming against the stream. So, when there are two opposing thoughts or opposing forces, one this way and one this way, there is pressure. And what does pressure bring? Friction. What does friction bring about? Heat. So this is the mind side of tapasya. That I generate heat. Why? Because I am rubbing. I am rubbing two pieces of dry wood to produce the spark. Like in olden days, they used to light the fire. Arni. This is tapa. Those days of standing in the water up to your neck with your hands like this, like Dhruva did, is over. That is not for Kali Yuga. That tapasya doesn't work here. Which yuga did that happen? So for us, this is tapasya. The other reason why it's called tapas is because related to kriya, as you practice kriya, body heat is generated also. Which means if you practice kriya in a cold place, you will not feel as cold as most people feel, because the body develops heat, especially in the Manipura. There's a whole system inside us. So that is another reason why it starts with tapa. Basically, it means that you need to exert yourself and move along something which you are not accustomed to. This generation of heat is tapasya. Now, therefore, in this context, you might have to give up certain foods, eat certain foods, give up certain practices, do some practices. Lifestyle has to change a bit. That again is a struggle, and struggle generates heat, tapasya. Now the next word is Svadhyaya. Without this, simply by Svadhyaya, one cannot go there. Then it becomes like learning many things but not knowing what they are, not practicing anything. Once tapa is included, then Svadhyaya becomes meaningful. Svadhyaya simply means self-study. Not enough if you read or somebody teaches you, but you should also study yourself, Svadhyaya. No brain, no spoon feeding. You study and understand yourself, which is a very important thing, which perhaps is what is missing today in education, because it's all spoon-fed. You memorize something. You're not given the freedom to experiment, to explore, to find out for yourself. How can you, when somebody is teaching you about a leaf, it's only on a board. I mean, it's on a plastic TV screen. There's a leaf drawn, and the children say, this is the leaf. So they grow up with their brains two-dimensional. A leaf is a flat thing that appears on the screen. When you say leaf in the old Gurukulas, they lived in the forests. That's why it was called forest academies. They lived in the forest, and when they wanted to study a leaf, they actually went and picked up a leaf and looked at it. Now this is a leaf. Now this is self-study, Svadhyaya. This study should happen even when you do the scriptures, even however many people teach, there should be Svadhyaya. Okay. Now, Svadhyaya also means studying the self. Swa. Swa Adhyaya. Self-study means also studying your own self. Not saying, whether start saying, oh, I am the Supreme Brahman, I am not this body. No. Self-study is more a psychological affair. So Adhyaya here means studying myself as I am while I live in this society. Now therefore, that study becomes a 12-hour business. When you are awake, you are always studying yourself. In action, you cannot study yourself if you are locked up in a cave. How? Oh, there is nobody around to react, nothing to do. It's only when you're outside, you're going to work or going to school, then you meet people, there is communion with the outside world. Then how do you react to it? What situation is your mind? Can I say, oh, I am free of anger and disgust? No, because suddenly you get angry. So even a small thing like, I'm driving like this, somebody comes like this. See that? So Svadhyaya is studying oneself also. To study oneself under all situations. Why should we do that? If I don't know where I stand, how am I going to move? Look, I'm sitting here, I have to study. Automatically it happens that I study the situation or the location where I'm sitting. I'm sitting high up here, there are steps here. If I don't study this, when I get down and want to go there, I might fly there and fall down. I should know where I am. Without knowing where I am, how can I change? Unless I say I don't want to, that's a different matter. So, Tapas, Svadhyaya. Ishvara Pranidhana, we already discussed yesterday, which means at a certain point, study is important, work is important, abhyasa is important, but at a certain point you come to a place as if there is a wall of rock built in, you cannot penetrate. That's when you should say, what I have done, as much as I have done, I have done. Now, let me surrender to Ishvara. Not to any human being, mind you. Don't surrender to me, terrible. Surrender to the Supreme Ishvara, which you cannot see, of course, but which is felt in all the moments of life. Yeah, I heard the bell ring, but I didn't know it was outside. Sit down, money, somewhere. So, what happened now? Ishvara Pranidhana. Now, Ishvara Pranidhana is when you say now, whatever I'll explain this to you. In this great science of Zen, the Zen, they also teach archery. Archery is part of the Zen training. Even the Shaolins teach archery. Now what happens? You pick up your bow, you pick up your arrow. Where is the target? There. Then you fix your your arrow to the string, bow string, right? Then your eye, the tip of the arrow and the target are in one line. Also important, your mind is in one line. Right. Now you pull this the arrow on the string till it becomes taut, T-A-U-T, taut. Right, so now everything is set. You pull the arrow, everything is taut. Target is in your sight. If you have to hit the target, will it hit if you hold on like this, or will you let go? This is what the Zen teachers say. Now, everything is fine, your abhyasa is fine. Now here comes Ishvara Pranidhana. Let go now. You're done. When you let go, then the arrow hits the target. Not otherwise, it remains with us. We're doing everything perfectly. Some point, let go. So, Ishvara Pranidhanat, Ishvara Pranidhanatva, Ishvara Pranidhanani, whatever way you want to say. This put together, altogether, is called Kriya Yoga. This is the first sentence. Right. Now in Kriya Yoga, so if this is Kriya Yoga, the next step is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. All these are there in Kriya Yoga. Yama, Niyama, rules and regulations to be followed. I won't go too much into that because it's pretty big. The thing is, follow the key sentence which Krishna advises Arjuna on Yama Niyamas. This yoga is not for him who eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or sleeps too little. Enough. Which means no extremes on either side. Eat, but not keep on eating. Certainly you can entertain yourself, but don't watch TV throughout the night. Roughly I'm saying. Everything in moderation. Relaxation, exercise, activity. Otherwise, suddenly people start practicing asanas and they go to the most complex asanas, and then they turn like this and they come to me and say, I cannot turn back to normal. No, what am I supposed? Why did you do it first? Why did you do it? Everything has to be gradual. There should be moderate. I became a yogi, so I decided to do tapasya. How? I stopped eating for 6 days. Then I'm so weak to talk to you on the phone, Maharaj. What am I supposed to do? I said, get up and go and eat something. Or I eat so much because it is sattvic food. And I cannot get up. My diabetes and blood pressure have gone up. Moderation is essential in sadhana. So when you say Yama Niyama, this is what there is one key thing in Yama Niyamas which occurs as the first in the Yoga Sutras. Now this is rather difficult to practice under certain circumstances, but it is good if you can, which is ahimsa. One of the important yama or niyamas is ahimsa. Ahimsa means not have an attitude of violence towards anybody. Again, please apply the moderation to it. Okay? I say I have become non-violent. I have nothing against anybody. I am non-violent. I will not hurt anybody. Yes, and I am staying in a quiet place, free of all my devotees. Only my wife and I. Somebody, she is also a devotee, but not such a, okay. So then, in the night, somebody breaks open the door and comes inside and carries my wife away. Now, can I am non-violent. Let him take her. Everything. It is almost the case with Arjuna where Krishna says, idiot, please move, do your work. He didn't call him idiot, but you know what I mean. So, please take everything in moderation. While it's a wonderful thing if you can be, and therefore from this it is connected that if you can survive without causing injury to animals, if you can survive, follow the procedure. If you are from childhood brought up like that, and if you suddenly cut it off, there will be many symptoms by which you won't be able either to do meditation or work or anything of the kind. So go slowly, cut it down. For those who say that we need protein, I would say there is a lot of protein available in other foods these days. It is proved. You can eat eggs. Eggs are all unfertilized these days. Even Gandhiji ate eggs, so don't worry. We don't have any fertilized eggs anymore. They are all unfertilized eggs. If you need, but there are other ways of protein. Dal has protein. That wonderful thing which when I see, I feel like running away. Paneer has protein. Okay. So basically try not to hurt, not to cause injury in your life to any living being. And when I say any living being, please do not exclude human beings from that. Most important. I am non-violent, I don't hurt any animals. Human beings is all right. No. They are the wonder of creation, the human being, who has self-consciousness. The animals also have consciousness, but they are not self-aware of their consciousness. So this is a distinct being which is there to attain that ultimate awareness. So please give attention to, I know people who feed ants sugar every day in the morning, or pigeons. They don't mind bumping off their business partner. But they say, we didn't do it. Supari, I mean, you give somebody, but this is not non-violence, okay? So, what I am saying is, use your reason, common sense, and try. Yamas. One more niyama which is not mentioned by Patanjali, I am mentioning to you regarding kriya, which is do not set up shop after learning kriya. Yeah. Set up shop. I mean, you are a kriya yogi? Yes, I am a kriya. Where did you learn kriya? From Sri M. Aha, so it is authentic? Yes. So can you teach me? Yes. Only 1 lakh. Don't set up shop. First you practice. This is not a see, we don't have like Starbucks. What is it called? I teach you tomorrow, then you teach somebody else, then you take 50%, give me 50%. It doesn't work that way. This is kriya, not anything else. So please think about all these matters. These are the yama niyamas. We are not learning yama niyamas and kriya yoga for making money. So please, okay. Then yama niyama, then asana. Asanas are physical postures. There is only one reference to asanas in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Sthira Sukham Asanam, nowhere else it is mentioned. But there are other texts like Yoga Pradipika and so on, which describe asanas, which are very good. If you are doing it already, continue to do it. If you are not doing it, learn from a proper source and do your asanas. They are very good for you because the body is fit, the mind is fit, plus the asanas directly influence your endocrine system. It's not just the body and the muscle, the endocrine system. You will know by now that the endocrine system is the most important system of the human body. Our master gland is the pineal gland. The pituitary gland. And from there it masters the whole stuff. So when I say, oh, I am feeling very nice and blissful in meditation today, it means some serotonin has come into your bloodstream. And a little bit of dopamine. Because if the dopamine increases, you might see Mahavishnu descending in front of you. So, little bit dopamine. And the wellness feeling is serotonin. Now, this is naturally that happens. And where is the initiator? The key here. Therefore, in the Gita, there is the 15th chapter, which talks about an upside down tree. Urdhomulamatashakam ashvatham prahuravyayam. The roots of the tree are up above and branches down below. You cannot see any tree like that anywhere. Of course, banyan trees have supporting roots, but not the real one, big root. It's only there in the human system. All the root is here in the Sahasrara. And all the branches are down below in the human body. So the roots are up and the branches are down. Right? Only 2 teachers have commented on this in their writings about the human body being the Ashwatha tree. One was Shyama Charanderi in his translation and commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. And the second is Sant Gyaneshwar in Jnaneshwari. So, anyway, that you can read afterwards if you like. I don't know if that Lahiri Mahashay's text is available in other than Bengali, I don't know, unless we don't know. Jnaneshwari is available today. So why did I talk about that? Anyway, everything is upside down. Yeah. So, to the best extent possible, follow the Yamas. Don't go to extremes. One day you will attain perfection. Slowly. One day you will feel, no, this is enough, I am quite happy, I will not. Yama. I'm sorry, asana. Oh, sorry, we were talking about asana. So, asanas therefore influence the entire psychological system because they are also influencing the endocrine glands. Right. Then, and physical body also health. Then comes pranayama. Now in kriya we have a section called kriya pranayama, which is a particular pranayama that has come down to us, which we teach people how to balance the prana and the apana and how to lead it through the Shushumna Nadi to the Sahasrara. This is the kriya pranayama, the central kriya pranayama. You may call it Mukhya Prana, that which goes up the spine, through the Shushumna. We will study that after that. You may, reluctantly I am saying, call it the Kundalini, because today the internet is full of Kundalini. You just have to pay 10 rupees and you will have your Kundalini going up in 10 minutes. We are all fools who worked for so many years. Shortcuts are there. So if you want to follow that, you are welcome. But here it's not so easy. So, pranayama, then pratyahara, to be able to fix your attention on something and withdraw it at any given moment. This is required. Suppose I get into a beautiful state of samadhi, enjoying it. I should also know how to come out of it. After coming out of it, I get so much caught in the world, I should learn how to come out of it and go back. This is pratyahara. That means feeding only that which is necessary for your spiritual progress, pratyahara. Then, pratyahara, then, what? Dharana, dhyana and samadhi. Dharana is the capacity developed through practice, constant abhyasa, of fixing your attention on only one thing, one sound, one symbol. It could be one form, it could be one symbol, it could be one sound, or it could be one idea, to the exclusion of all others. This is dharana. One-pointed attention is dharana. When this continues for a long time, uninterrupted, in a flow, then it becomes dhyana. Nobody can say that I am practicing dhyana. You can say I am practicing dharana. Dharana in a natural course becomes dhyana. Because when I say I am practicing dhyana, then I am coming into the picture and disturbing the dhyana. Through dharana, if it continues for a long time, effortlessly, it already has become dhyana. Dhyana is meditation. What we normally use the term meditation is for dhyana. And what is the culmination? Samadhi, where everything is settled, all fluctuations have come to an end, there is peace, and the one realizes that the Purusha is absolutely flawless and it is no different from us. And there we go. This is the whole practice of kriya. Now, let's start with first abhyasa. Since this is Kriya Yoga, and it has come to us through a certain source, so our root source, our Mula Rishi or Param Guru in this matter for Kriya is Mahavatar Babaji, Sri Guru Babaji. Well, in the Yogananda Paramahamsa, in his autobiography of a yogi, called him Mahavatar Babaji. But even before that, for 1,000 years or so, we have been referring to the same being. We call him Sri Guru Babaji. Right. So therefore, no kriya should be practiced or can be practiced without invoking Sri Guru. So now the first step in learning is the Guru Mantra. Fortunately, today Guru Mantra is available to you on internet. That is because there was a time when if anybody came to me for kriya, I used to make them run around for 2-3 years before I gave them the Guru Mantra. Then the autobiography came, my autobiography. The circus started. And after that, how many people can you give? So I said, let it be on internet. So it's there. And it is free, you don't have to pay for it, right? So the Guru Mantra, I'm going to teach you first. You cannot do your kriya without doing your Guru Mantra. What is Guru Mantra? Invoking Sri Guru Babaji in your heart, in your anahat, and asking for help. But it involves certain amount of devotion also. It's not just dry. You can't say, Babaji, Sri, come here, sit here. So please come. Yeah. So, I'm going to teach you exactly what we are taught and what we do. Don't practice anything now, just listen to me. In the center of your chest, inside, the anahat, it's called anahata, where that looks like the Israeli flag. That one. This is the anahat, okay? Now inside the anahat, in the center, visualize a white lotus. Small lotus, don't ask me after what size it should be. Just a lotus inside your heart. Not like this, but like this. Now, on the lotus, keep a pair of padukas. You know what are padukas? Footwear. In the olden days, sadhus used to wear wooden footwear. Babaji never wear any footwear. But representing Babaji, we keep a pair of padukas. You can conceive of it in any way. The car which has been given to me for use, which our friend the moon is driving, Mr. Shashi is driving, has a pair of padukas, some golden feet in front. That means just conceive of 2 feet or 2 shoes or sandals. If it's easier for you, think of 2 Hawaii chappals, it doesn't matter. But they should be clean. Now these are placed on the lotus in such a way that as if somebody is coming towards you. I mean the heels are outside and the toes are inside. Okay? Then, having visualized the padukas, you will bend your head down a bit out of respect. Touch the padukas, pretend to touch the padukas, sankalpa. And then chant the Guru mantra. Now, I'm going to chant and you chant with me so that there is no mistake in the sound. So, Om, Hrim, Shri, Gurubhyo, Namaha. That's all. Om, Hrim, Shri, Gurubhyo, Namaha. Not cream. Hrim. And no Shrim, only Shri. So, Om, Hrim, Shri, Gurubhyo, Namaha. At a stretch. Om, Hrim, Shri, Gurubhyo, Namaha. Like that, not one by one. Right. So, this is the Guru Mantra. So, now we are going to do the Guru Mantra. Can you sit comfortably? Close your eyes, bend your head. Visualize the white lotus in the Anahat. Please respectfully place the padukas on the lotus. Touch the padukas. Once you chant with me loudly, after that chant mentally in your mind till I clap my hands. Continue. Okay? Om Hrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Continue. Silently. Continue till I clap my hands. Head bent down. With a lot of devotion, ask for help. Say, I am going to practice kriya, please help me. Babaji, you have entered my heart, like that. Hari Om Tat Sat. None. When you do it at home or wherever, you can do for a longer period of time. Minimum 5 to 10 minutes. But if you get time, enjoy doing it. Keep chanting the mantra. It's very important, remember. It's very, very important. Now, since the padukas are there and you don't see the face, you can also consider the padukas to the padukas of Paramashiva, Mahayogi, or great beings like Akal Kotkar Maharaj, you know, Shindi Sai Baba, or any. it's a symbol of the Guru rather than anything else. But since we are doing the kriya, first Babaji, then anything. Chidambaram cannot have padukas because it's Chidambaram. Any other form of Shiva, yes. So, this is the Guru Mantra. The next step after this, let me explain this to you. Now first, before we go to the next step, the videos are off, right? No? On. So now we can off the video.